And welcome back to part 7 of What If Naruto had a Zanpakuto, the Tenken edition. Last time we ended with the 3-year training mission, or 3-year training journey, if you will. Time skip. And what has happened since then? Well, we cut basically to Naruto arriving in the village. Like, yeah, I'm back, Konoha! He sees Konohamaru, well, he sees Sakura, sees Konohamaru, has that interaction with him, and Sakura's impressed. He's a lot more mature, gets his ass kicked by Sakura, and then it's like, Sakura, why? And then they go see Tsunade. Kakashi shows up there. Kakashi shows up after it's revealed that Sakura is in fact the Chunin. He's like, well, wait, what about Gaara? And then we get to cut to Gaara. Obviously, it's the Kazekage. He hands Kakashi the book. But then it occurs to Naruto to ask, what about Sasuke? Is he released? Is he a Jonin as well? And this causes everyone to kind of pause for a little bit. And it's like, Naruto's like, wait, what's going on with Sasuke? What's going on? And it's like, Sasuke is still to this day under incarceration. What? What do you mean? And to which Kakashi actually is like, if you allow me, Lady Tsunade, if you will. Sasuke hasn't been acting out or violent at all. The curse mark's influence is still very much there. We've had periodic sessions over the years with him and the Yamanakas, and Noichi specifically. And they can still see that the influence of Orochimaru is still very much there. And that it's never, and until we can remove the curse mark, it's never going to leave. And now, surprise, surprise, it's not usually the route I go with this. And that's because normally Naruto doesn't bring Sasuke back when he's got the curse mark in these scenarios. And yeah, the thing is, Sasuke accepts the fact he lost to Naruto. He accepts that. 100% he accepts that. And that maybe he chose the wrong path. But the problem is, he still is obsessed with getting stronger to kill Itachi. He is still being susceptible to Orochimaru's influence. Is still able to be corrupted. So even though he is back, I personally feel that he was a little far gone. He was accepting of a situation. And that while he won't be, under arrest while he won't be imprisoned per se, he is under constant incarceration. He has chakra seals put on him that basically make his chakra access completely non-existent. Like, he can't activate his Sharingan, which causes the curse mark to kind of remain inactive to some degree, but they still keep him locked up, if you will, in his house or in his home. Chakra seals in place basically around the entirety of there, and constant surveillance no matter what. Even if he was in prison, there'd still be constant surveillance. And Naruto's like, let me see him. And Kakashi's like, we should have seen this guy. I want to see him. Let me see Sasuke. He's like, very well. You may be allowed to see Sasuke. Sasuke. After we test the functioning level of your teamwork with Sakura. And it's like, yes, I think we need to know how strong you've grown over the years. So just think after the fact that you'll be able to see Sasuke after this, then we'll get through this a lot easier. And so they go to the training ground and they have their spar. They get the bells ultimately, and the next day they go and visit Sasuke. Naruto and Sakura both enter his domicile. They got the scroll to say, yep, we're allowed by the Hokage. The Anbu let them through. And the door opens and there's Sasuke, and he's like, Naruto, Sakura, it's been a long time. Sasuke, it's good to see you. How you been? It's like, how you been? It's like, well, it's all right for someone who can't use any of his chakra and can only train physically. It's like, yeah, I mean, what is this? Like, why can't you be a ninja again? I told you, and to which Sasuke just like, look, Naruto, I accept the fact that I lost to you back there. I lost to you because I underestimated you, and I'm sure you've gotten stronger all these years. But that just doesn't change anything. I want to kill my brother, and I will kill my brother, no matter the cost. I'll get as strong as I can the way I can. And if by chance that means Orochimaru can lend me that strength, I'll still do it. Do it. Unfortunately, the Okage don't see it that way, and it placed me under a permanent house arrest until they feel they can get me under control. Even locking away my ability to access my chakra, but that still means still gives me the ability to train physically. Truth be told, I don't think anyone but Lee and Guy could probably take me on in a straight fight. Into which Naruto just looks at him, just like, is that a challenge? I don't know. Are you looking for a fight, Naruto? No, to which Sakura just like, now come on, guys, you just saw each other, and Sasuke, knock it off. To which she just kind of presses her knuckle to the wall and starts cracking it. To which Sasuke just kind of flips like, all right, you made your point. You don't have to ruin my home. To which Sasuke has to go, it's like, yeah, I keep forgetting about that damn slut about the Hokage's trading and what he did with Sakura. So what will it take for you to be able to for you to understand that you don't have to do it that way? What will it take? And Sasuke thinks on that for a little bit, just like, I'll tell you what it'll take. Itachi dead at my feet, and nothing more, nothing less. And to which Kakashi's up. All right, then that's enough. You do. Good to see the team still is able to have a nice, cordial conversation. But Sakura, Naruto, we have a mission. And so Naruto and Sakura leave. Naruto, looks at his friend who's just sitting there, just like, yep, I'm in a scenario I don't like, but I can't do anything about it, sadly. It's like, I'm definitely getting you out of here, Sasuke. Believe that. To which Sasuke kind of just scoffs and laughs. But at the same time, it's like, if anyone can do it, he can do it. I already underestimated him once. Look where it got me. I shouldn't underestimate him again. And so Naruto, Sakura, and Kakashi get the Gaara retrieval mission, and they go. And most of this goes pretty much the same. They find Tamari. They meet up to save Kankuro. Chio attacks. Naruto defends. They meet up with the Itachi double. Except for the fact that Naruto has a sword and Tenken. He's not going to activate Tenken at that close range with everyone else there. But he still has a sword. Except for that, nothing else really changes. What changes is the actual retrieval of Gaara's body. Oh, excuse me. I just ate. So the Chio Sakura thing, that goes down the same. But the Naruto Kakashi chasing after Deidara, there is a big difference there. Is that Naruto's access to the Fox Chakra, that's the same. But Naruto is chasing after, like, you'll have to do better than that, as Deidara's throwing things like, I got you. It's like, Naruto, be careful. You don't want to hurt Gaara. And Naruto has to think for a second. It's like, I got him. That clay bird might not be most durable, but I think it'll absorb a lot of the blow. To which Deidara just looks back and says, what exactly is he doing? Does he really think he's going to hit me with that thing? Roar, Tenken! And all of a sudden, Tenken's blade just is like right coming. It's like, holy crap! It's like, what the hell is it? All of a sudden, he gets hit by the flat side of it coming to his left. Just, what? It's like, what the hell? It's like, that's right. The reports say he had something like that. What the hell is this technique? And Deidara is now flying off of his freaking bird. Naruto and Kakashi both are able to get the Gaara. It's like, Gaara, I got you, Gaara. And Gaara's there. I don't think Gaara was fully dead at that point, but he is dying. It's like, you. And all of a sudden, the tails start to come out. Kakashi comes, puts the seal on Naruto. And Naruto. Deidara starts, it's like throwing bombs at him. Or getting bombs ready. Well, this is unfortunate, but at least I have a chance to take out the Fox container, the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails as well. Man, I'm going to get some serious clout. But first and foremost, I can't wait to show you guys my art. It's an explosion! And all of a sudden, Deidara starts to, like, what is... Kakashi he hadn't quite built up all the chakra, but he just had to do it on the fly. Just Kamui! What is and Denra's just trying to move out of the way. Unfortunately, as we know how Kamui works, it just sucks in things, and Dendra tries to move and just and as he kind of stepped aside, he lost his upper his lower arm would well, I'm thinking mathematics height wise because your lower arm is where your forearm and stuff are. He lost his lower arm in the original. Here I hadn't considered Kakashi just straight out killing him, but I think what happens here, he doesn't just lose his arm. He loses beyond shot. He actually loses his arm and a chunk of his chest, like his lung is exposed. He's lucky his heart isn't just exposed either. He's bleeding out profusely. I think Deidara could probably use his clay as a makeshift tourniquet. She's like, what the hell was that? It's like Kakashi Sensei. It's like you're not getting away. Damn, this isn't good. Not good. Don't. It's my new technique. A new Sharingan. But wait, it's telling you, I can only use it maybe 2 or 3 times before I'm completely taken out. Then let me finish this guy off. And then he just pulls out his sword. Dad's like, oh no, I'm not letting you get me with that again. So he just bites the clay clone and just is about to explode, and then brings the roar, and then just boom, the explosion. Basically, the sword takes the brunt of the explosion. Kakashi doesn't have to absorb it with his Kamui. But he takes the brunt of the explosion, and the dust settles, and the sword's barely chipped at all. Naruto's grown a lot stronger, and Kakashi's basically recovered, or stays relatively fresh. And so they go. Chio gives her life to save Gaara. All's well that ends well there. Deidara, though, does come out of the fold. He is still alive. And I would go so far as to say that, as we saw in the original, he had to replace himself with a clay clone originally. So that clone, even though it looked like organs, he was just all clay in there. That's why he was able to actually meld the clay on there. So Deidara is actually at full capacity right now. He actually hasn't lost any arms or anything like that. And Toby there, it's like, Toby's a good boy. Whoops. And so they head back to the village. All's well that ends well. They got the information on Orochimaru. And there's really no reason for Team 7 to be going after Orochimaru in this case. Because they don't need to rescue Gaara. They don't need to rescue Sasuke in this version. So I imagine the Anbu team headed by Yamato would go out there. They'd still get their teeth kicked in because it's still that. And I still think Sai gets put on the team. But that changes things up to a certain degree. Because at that point, there aren't any real missions they're sent on for a little while, up until the Kakuzu Hidan thing. So Naruto and Sakura are trying to get to know Sai. And he's just being complete ass about it. They would later go and visit Sasuke, talk to him about it, and Sasuke actually gives Sasuke a good laugh. Sasuke, despite his hell-bent vengeance on Itachi and still wanting to get out of there, knows that he can't. And actually, he still enjoys these friendly conversations. He and Sakura visits me a bit more often than she probably should. And that's not a surprise, given how she feels about you. And to which Sasuke, because this is just Sasuke and Naruto chatting at some point, you say that like you know you're not going to be able to be with her. And to which Naruto kind of gets a little sad, but it's more like that kind of that sadness of acceptance you see in someone's face, which is like, yeah, no, I've known for a while. Even though how I feel about her, I've known for a while. She's not going to feel that way about me. It's clearly you she's in love with. Yeah, but why is she in love with me? I mean, is it because I'm good looking to less you? Come on, man. She's been around you for over 10 since we were in school. And she's still head over heels for you. You really think it's solely because you're good looking in the Uchiha? Come on, man. She clearly sees something about you. Maybe she sees the pain in you. Maybe she just wants to try to comfort someone. All I know is I don't got a chance with her, but I'll still do everything I can to see her happy. And if you can make her happy, I want you two to be happy together. Besides, you want to restore that clan, don't you? Well, you gotta. And Naruto starts going like a little dry on. Like, shut up, you idiot. And they actually have a legitimate laugh between friends. And Sasuke, in his head's like, yeah, I would be missing this if I had left. But he doesn't admit it out loud. So I think there's a nice moment between like legit friends there. And Sakura shows up. What are you guys laughing at? Oh, just a joke between friends. Just yeah, joke. Anyway, how about we have that match? How about we have that match, loser? It's like you're on, duck butt. And so Naruto and Sasuke, I think, under Anbu supervision, legitimately have a spar. And Naruto has grown quite a bit. And Sasuke even says, like, I want you to use that sword too. I'm not going to actually use Tenken. You don't have to release the damn thing, but, show me, use that sword as part of your style now, right? All right. And Naruto hasn't just improved with hand-to-hand, he's improved drastically with the sword. I could see Jiraiya and him stopping by the land of iron for a while and training under samurai, and Naruto getting a legitimate understanding of the sword. And so Naruto and Sasuke is still the clear-cut advantage holder in a straight hand-to-hand fight, but with Naruto's superior sword skills now, it's a very even fight. And Naruto's no slouch in his hand-to-hand either. So as it ends, it's good. I don't usually get sparring partners these days, so I gotta admit this was really good, Naruto. Anytime, Sasuke. And so Naruto at that point gets to training with the wind style. You still really just get the same stuff. You get Kakuzu and Hidan and them aiding Team 10, which I believe is it's Team 10. Is Six Shikamaru, Choji, and and taking out Hidan with the wind style rough shuriken. The big differences here come now in the story, where Orochimaru needs a new body to transfer into, and look, Sasuke's not there. He doesn't have. He's pissed he doesn't have Sasuke. He lost all of his Sound 4, basically. So, is there anyone there? I mean, he could take Sugetsu's if he really had to, but he had plenty of opportunities to do so, and he clearly doesn't want to if he doesn't have to. He could take Kabuto's, but Kabuto's his right-hand man. So, ultimately, he probably just takes another body, and like, damn it, another 3 years to wait. But I will have Sasuke. I promise you that. So there is that as well. And now it's a very interesting issue because Sasuke can't go after Itachi. What is the Itachi Sasuke Ritual mission, quote unquote, like? Because Itachi knows he doesn't have a lot of time left. So I imagine there could be a scenario where Itachi realizes, okay, I can't do anything I can't help my brother in the way I want to because Naruto succeeded in getting him. I don't think they ever really say how much time Itachi really had left. He pushed his body so hard in his fight with Sasuke that he did drop dead. But there's a good chance he probably still had time left on his clock. So I think what would actually happen, given the fact that Itachi is a double agent, is he eventually comes to the village, and he comes to Naruto, of all people. Naruto, and it comes obviously at night. It's like, Naruto, Itachi! Pulls his sword, Naruto, I'm not here to fight. I'm here to talk about Sasuke and about what really happened that night in the Uchiha when our family was massacred. And what are you saying? It's like, so not Itachi. I can see this being an entire chapter where Naruto is just staring him down, but Itachi is just showing him telling him what happened, using a little Sharingan Genjutsu to maybe show him a little bit what happened. And so he tells him the whole story. It's like, but why? It's like, because I love my village, but I love my brother even more. He was an innocent. I wanted nothing to happen to my brother. Why no? But why are you telling me all this now? Why not just come in? I'm sure it could be Tsunade can work it out. You can explain to her Sasuke is blinded by hate, and as long as that curse mark exists, there's not going to be any hope for him. But there's hope, at least not through me, but through you, Naruto, there might be. And so he then does something that scares that just, oh, what the hell? What are you doing? He's like, and so he rips his eyes out, and he gives them to Naruto. as he seals up, I was like, what are you? It's like, there's only one. Well, there's only one way for Sasuke to be saved. And it's through this. I have a message for Lady Tsunade in this scroll. Scroll, make sure to give it to her and her alone. Her alone. Do not tell Sasuke until the proper time. So, but why? Because my time runs short. I had hoped that Sasuke would come and find me on his own, but it seems that the village kept him under lock and key after his defection, which is, to be fair, which was the smart way to do. And he explains that I am sick. I'm dying. I don't have much time left, and I cannot let my eyes fall into the wrong hands. So I have instructions of what I want you to do. Uh, and so, but what are you going to do? I mean, you're blind. And then all of a sudden he just, boom, just launches a big explosion. It's like the Abu suddenly appears like, Itachi, it's Itachi. It's like, it's like, what? And Naruto, were you aiding and abetting Itachi? No, of course not at all. I had come to actually surrender myself to the village. Naruto here is the first one I ran into. It's like, Itachi Uchiha, you're under arrest for your crimes. And so Itachi is brought into custody. And so Naruto, Tsunade's woken up, heard everything about it. She's interrogating Itachi, and Itachi just kind of smiles and starts coughing, and she examines him too. It's like, yeah, you're sick. We had caught this years of when it started, I probably could have helped you, but as it stands, at best, I can maybe give you an extra couple weeks. It's like, that will do. That will do fine. I'm guessing you'll want to speak to your brother at some point, if everything, if the gods be willing, Lady Tsunade. And so Naruto, I'll say it's pretty brave of you to be able to bring him in like that, but I get the feeling that's not what happened, is it? And to which Naruto just is looking and just pulls out the scrolls like, there's something you need to see. And that is where we're ending part 7. We are taking a very different turn here, folks, and I am here for it. I'll be honest, I got a lot farther in this part than I thought I was going to do, because I mapped out the whole Datara, the Gaara rescue arc. I'm like, it's going to go pretty much the same, but I think that's going to run about 15 minutes or so. Barely ran 10 minutes, so we got a lot farther than I initially intended. So, right on. Until that, but do I think, now that I know where we're starting for this week, do I think I'll finish this out by Sunday? It's an interesting question because we are now going in a very different route story, or at least a different route story-wise than how the canon normally plays out. Based on where we'll kind of be, based on where I can guess we will be. I'm thinking yes, we'll be done by the end of the week, but don't hold me to that. If nothing else, we'll be done next Wednesday, for sure. But we'll see what happens. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you folks next time.